cage.
Touch of gloves and we're off. Good use of jab. Good use of jab.
So a nice early takedown from Virk, right to side control.
Beautiful. I like how he's controlling the legs so he can make a base and come back up. And he's back and does another double.
These guys showing you a little more cage savviness, using the cage to work up, and right now King is just working to get back to the full guard position.
In this fight, by any chance, do you know if they are allowed to do ground and pound to the head, or is it still strictly to the body?
Like you, I am in suspense. We'll find out. So far, it's only been shots to the body, but I guess we'll find out soon. So Virk's looking to spin him off the cage, not let King get his feet or his back on the cage to help him up.
I like the control of that arm so he can't posture up and do any type of damage, and he has a hard time passing guard and making base, so he definitely doesn't feel too in control, even though that he's on top.
Yeah, King's doing a good job of controlling the posture. He's moved to a little bit more of an open half guard here, which has allowed Virk to pin the head and start to control, but if Virk wants to get this pass, he needs to circle him out towards the left and insert that staple on the half guard in order to pry that knee open.
How frustrating is it when you're on the bottom and the guy has a really good shoulder pressure on your chin?
It's definitely frustrating. You know you're losing because you're already on the bottom, and when he's got your head turned away, you just feel helpless, and you obviously just want to get back to guard or any sort of position that you can look to start implementing your game plan again.
One thing I'm really impressed, every time Kings is trying to come up, Indroop is controlling the legs and not letting him build base and come back up. So really, even though he's an amateur, it's a really high level understanding of what your opponent is trying to do and just neutralize all his options.
Yeah, he finally just completed the knee slice and has moved on to side control here. He's looking like he's trying to expose the back here, maybe look to get in the back, but King's doing a good job of getting his back to the cage and working back up to his feet here slowly. It's a technical battle here on the ground.
Oh, it's definitely technical. Both guys, you can tell they've both been here before and they train hard. Beautiful.
Drag back down to the ground by Virk and back into guard, but King's got his back to the cage, right back to his feet, but Virk drags him right back down and has him closer to the center of the cage.
So how exhausting is this first round, especially for young kids? Emotions, pressure, and then just constantly grappling and wrestling.
Yeah, it's definitely a grappling heavy round, but like we were talking about earlier, it's just who's ever more comfortable in the grappling department. It's a tiring round if you're a striker, but if you're a grappler, this is where you want to be.
That was a really good technical. Not too much damage done from either side, but Indroop definitely controlled that round. So I guess it's safe to say that Kings is down on the first round.
Yeah, I'd say he's down. He's definitely not too much worse for where he's standing, not even choosing to sit in his stool in the corner right now, showing he's got lots of gas, but he was held down, taken down 4 or 5 times in that round, so he's definitely going to be looking to stick and move and try and keep the fight standing in the next round, I would think.
What would you like to see different from King do when he's on the bottom just to neutralize Indroop's grappling?
When he's on the bottom, I'd like to see him look for a submission a little more. He's really just looking to control posture and hold,
to get back up.
It's pretty obvious he's going to be stuck there for a little longer than he would like to be, so the holding position is not going to get you called up if Virk keeps working to pass and look for that nice little ground and pound he was doing in the first round.
All right. Well, coaches have done their preparations for the fighters, gave their advice, so it's round number 2 is starting to start off.
Both guys seem pretty fresh going into the second round. They touch gloves in the center and we're off. What nice jab from Virk.
I like King's low stance. He's definitely standing nice, low center, beautiful sprawl.
Not very well set up shot there, but he just ran him in. This is a tiny cage. This is the Battlefield 21-foot cage. It's hard to circle off when a guy's really working to get that takedown.
You see crowd and a couple people saying for a choke. Was there any possibility or danger? I know the head is out right now, but go back a couple of seconds. Was he in any danger of any choke or?
No, he was needing to get to full guard from there, and I don't think he was ever under the chin. But he didn't really commit to it too much. He didn't burn his arms out. He's just looking to get back to his feet, wall walk up the cage here. Very common experience grappling from both these guys.
Oh, very common. I really like the way Indroop is controlling those feet and not letting him build base. And every time he just pulls those legs right off and gets him back when he gets him back.
Yeah, we're back to full guard here. King's doing a really good job at protecting himself, but he needs to start looking to get his foot on the hip and maybe kick off and create some space. He clearly doesn't want to be on the ground. He's not looking for submissions. And he's spending a little bit too much time just staying square to his opponent, I think.
Yeah, we're halfway through the round. Would you want to see Kings even attempt even a sweep or something? Or?
Yeah, he's going to have to use a submission attempt just to create some space right now. He's trying to control this posture, but Virk is very content with just smothering him and just playing this top heavy game, which is pretty proven to win when it comes to the MMA scoring.
Do you agree with when some people say if it's not happening to stand them up as the referee did right now, or do you think it's responsibility of the bottom guy to stand up even though nothing is happening?
Me as a jiu-jitsu guy, I think stand-ups are always wrong. I think if a guy is really good at defending takedowns and really good at jab, he can move backwards and jab the whole time. They're never going to put him on the ground. So I think it's silly to stand a guy up when it takes a lot of work to get a guy to the ground.
For sure.
You're going to
I agree. I
most likely
agree.
Want to rest for a couple seconds before you start looking for that pass.
Yeah, as we were talking about that, they had a nice couple of exchanges, and we're back to exactly where we started off. A nice little double by Indroop, and Kings is back on his back, and he's trying really hard to get back up, to use the fence, but he's being neutralized every step of the way. He is any type of danger of the choke right now?
No, he's
nothing.
He's not really getting to the angle. He's too square. He's flat on both his hips. He's gonna have a hard time ever getting to a submission if he's here just flat on his hips.
But I do like how he's controlling that the guy's hand, so he wasn't able to posture up. That was nice. He let it go right now, but that was really nice, so he can't get any damage.
For sure, yeah, he's controlling the posture well, but this being their first 3 amateur fights, they're not allowed to strike to the ground anyway, so that posture control, it really isn't as beneficial as you would think.
Are you against or are you for that rule? Being around the block, and I'm sure you've trained multiple young fighters, and you've been a young fighter yourself. Do you like the fact that they get three fights without doing any head drama, even though it takes away and limits them in their toolbox?
Yeah, I see why they do it. Me personally, not really a fan of it, but I kind of wish I could have fought with that style. I would have had no problem pulling guard and kind of talking some smack while I knew they couldn't punch me in the face.
So definitely you're saying when it goes to the ground, it favors a grappler.
Yeah, I would say these rules definitely favor a grappler. You're not having to worry about someone punching you in the face when you're looking for an arm bar. It's really taking the wrestling aspect out of it a little more, making it more of a jiu-jitsu striking battle and not as much wrestling.
Nice. Round 3 is on the way. Is it safe to say that Kings is down 2 rounds?
Yeah, I would definitely think King's down, but once again, he didn't take the stool in between rounds. He's looking pretty fresh, and we just got to see him hopefully set up some shots, maybe dig some underhooks and stop the shots here early from Virk.
He's definitely got to take chances right now. He's got to take chances, but it's hard though, because if you get reckless, you're going to get dumped, and if you have no ability to get back up, it's hard. So what do you do as a fighter? Do you bite on the mouthpiece and throw big overhands, but then that's you're risking you're going to get taken down?
Yeah, I think it's definitely getting to that point, but as you see here, Virk's actually doing really good, landing some shots from the outside, and now he's got that takedown again.
Yeah, we're back to exactly where he started. And I know maybe for the fans and for people watching this, they don't find it exciting, but I really love the ability to manhandle somebody on the ground. I really respect, and a lot of people don't realize the amount of skill, body sensitivity, weight distribution, and just straight power it takes to control another human being somewhere where they don't want to be.
Oh, absolutely. People may think there's not a lot happening right now, but I can assure you that King is doing everything he can to get back to his feet, and it is not easy to hold a trained fighter down on the ground when he's trying. Oh, but Virk's passing over to Mount here. King's good at building those frames. You see him using that left arm, touching the hip. But he's giving up his back here, but he's in a position where he should be able to get his back to the cage and start standing up again.
Is that a hook that prevents him from doing it, or he just makes it harder, but it's still possible?
The one hook was preventing, but the way he was motorcycling, the hand was actually doing a better job. But now he's slipping off. Could be an armbar territory, but I don't know if the techniques. And a nice little hop over from
That
King.
was a beautiful
Here you
hop.
can see, right away, Virk's back on top in the position.
So now he might be in danger of a choke.
He does look under the chin. He needs to start shooting his hips out to the far side, which he's not doing though.
Do you want him to put that head on the mat and gets the hips up, but he's out right now?
Virk needed to shoot his hips off to the far side, or I mean, King had to. Virk did a good job of just staying square and just
staying calm,
slowly working his head out.
How hard is it when you're in the third round? You're tired. How hard is it to stay calm in those positions?
Third rounds really aren't my forte. How hard is it to stay calm in the third round? I'd say you're a little more experienced in that than me.
Well, depending. I'm not a grappler, right? So I do find myself sometimes having a hard time controlling breathing and just trying to find a pocket of air. So I definitely give it to Indroop for being able to get out of that tough position.
Yeah, this has been 9 minutes of wrestling. Anyone who knows wrestling knows that wrestling matches are only 7 minutes long, and that is for a reason, because wrestling for 9 minutes straight like this is a tiring thing, and it's pretty impressive to see.
Beautiful. That was a beautiful display of grappling.
It's a great fight. We got some good sportsmanship here, both guys hugging it out. And King raising the hand of Virk, knowing that the decision is most likely going to be going to Virk.
But this is what amateurs about. This is what it is about. You go somewhere, you get your holes exposed in front of your coaches, in front of your teammates. You can go back and keep learning and keep developing your skills. There's no shame in losing.
Give a round of applause, guys. Nice job, fellas.
You find those holes and you get better. That's what amateur scene is about.
Absolutely. You win some, you learn some.
That is true. Damn, I learned a lot then, huh?
I'm pretty much an MMA genius, I think.
Self-proclaimed, of course, right?
Yeah, he went and posted on Facebook. UFC has CM Punk, as BFL as Damon Bag.
That is good. That is good, actually. That's pretty funny.
That is fun.
That is funny.
All right, guys. All three judges scored 30-27 by unanimous decision in the red corner. Indroop Virk! Nice shot.
So we should
Woo!